The legal battle tied to the movie It Ends With Us ends with a settlement.
Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have reached an agreement in the lawsuit brought by the actress over allegations of sexual harassment. Their legal teams were gearing up for a contentious and high-profile trial scheduled to start later this month.
Rachel Fiset joins us now with what this settlement means legally and for future cases in Hollywood. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll give a little background. A federal judge had previously tossed Lively's sexual harassment claims, but left in 2 retaliation claims that were about to go to trial. Now, from a legal standpoint, who does the timing of the settlement benefit more? And what does it suggest about the strength of the remaining case? We noticed Blake Lively did show up at the Met Gala last night after this was announced.
This seems like a very unsurprising settlement given the judge's ruling last month. Really, her claims were gutted, and they were about to embark on a 6 to 8 week trial to make those 2 remaining retaliation claims and a breach of contract claim. But those were no longer against Baldoni as an individual. Those were against his company. And I think the ruling really did signal that she had an incredibly uphill battle to even win those remaining claims that were not gutted. When you've got all of those claims, it takes away a lot of the money that she would have won, and it really signaled to her that this case might be DOA.
And Rachel, as you know, a judge dismissed the sexual harassment claim partly because of Lively's status as an independent contractor. So does this expose a broader legal, maybe gray area for actors and freelancers when it comes to protections on set?
It really does. So an employee has all of the protections. They have certain protections under federal law. They have all of the policy protections that their employer offers. They're subject to the employee handbook. They can go to HR and they can complain. There's a whole process for people that are employed. When someone is an independent contractor, there are simply less protections because it is more at will. If something happens on the set, well, you are free to go. Now, it certainly isn't a free-for-all for independent contractors. There are still avenues to pursue should something go wrong, but the protections are undoubtedly less than where you are employed by a specific entity.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so both sides accused each other of launching damaging smear campaigns, which they both were pretty bad.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How hard are those kinds of claims to prove, though, and what kind of evidence typically makes or breaks them?
Really, the smear campaigns had to be untrue. So they had to be defamation. And when it is a celebrity, the bar for what defamation is really much higher. So they had to prove intent, that it was malicious, that these things were said for the purpose of harming the other. So they went through all of that. And they also had to show that it wasn't through the course of litigation or some kind of protected communication, which is what happens once you're in pre-litigation and through litigation. So really those claims were always going to be very difficult to show, both for intent and the protections offered by the First Amendment and other protections during the legal process, if you will.
And of course, the public doesn't know the terms of this deal. In high-profile cases like this, what does a confidential settlement signal? And does it also limit accountability or maybe set any precedents moving forward?
Well, here they have chosen to issue a joint statement. So that is really what I think that was probably definitely part of a term, was what would that joint statement look like? How would they present this settlement agreement to the public so they could both save some face? So they went through that joint statement, I am guessing hundreds of times, no joke, to get to the paragraph that the public sees, which is them looking like they are both kind of right at the end of the day. So no one's admitting fault and no one's saying, I didn't think this, I don't think this didn't happen. So they came together and said they both don't condone harassment, among other things. Settlements are all kinds of things we will never know, but really they are meant for both parties to walk away with some integrity and to resolve the issue and absolutely have some finality and be done.
As always, Rachel Fiset, thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you.